Thank God the app is working again, so we'll be here. How's everybody doing today? How's everybody's weekend been? Welcome to Breath by Breath. Welcome to Breath by Breath. My name is Artemis, and I am an international yoga teacher, and today we're going to be going through some yoga, some breath work, and we're going to be learning how to get back to our new normal. So our guest today is Sammy J. She's absolutely lovely. She's going to tell you all about herself when she gets in, but we're going to be talking about the pandemic. And oh no, be careful. Just don't look at the phone. And we're gonna talk about the pandemic and the changes that it made in a lot of our lives, mentally, and how we can kind of get back to our normals, like what was normal before the pandemic. Because while it is still a problem all around the world, we are lucky enough to be, going forward in our country. So I think we should all be super grateful for that. Super grateful that, if you get the vaccine, you have the vaccine, that we can still do things that we need to do. And just what kind of changes we need to make back, because I don't know if I'm the only one, but it still feels weird to go to a store and be around people. That might just be me, who knows? Well, let's start our class with the question we always ask. Who here has done yoga? Put a 1 in the chat if you've done yoga. One, yes, love it. 2, did you? That's fine, you can do it today. Get out your mat, we have a couple of things. So we're gonna do an easy class today. Never have, got you, weenie. And that's okay, shy is good. Pull the hand, ooh, hamstrings, those are tight. And if you have ever done meditation, you ever tried meditation, put a 3 in the chat. Try putting a 3. How about a 3 in the chat if you ever done meditation? Love it. Meditation is so important. Okay, we'll do a little bit of meditation today. But in this class, we're gonna kind of take it slow. Never have. Take it a little bit slow, a little bit easier, and we might get a little bit emotional because during this pandemic, a lot of us have been locked in our houses, or not been able to do the things we normally want to do. So we have a lot of emotions in our bodies, and in the yogic philosophy, a lot of our emotions are locked in our hips. So as we open our hips, a lot of our emotions are released. So I know, as a regular yoga practitioner, I have been to a class where we're working on our hips, and I've gotten very emotional, cried, felt it. So if I make any of you cry today, I apologize in advance. But it's good. Crying's great. So that's okay. Yeah, I might get a little sad here, but it's good. We're trying to let go of the emotions that we've been locking in. And I think a lot of us have had to be strong through this. We have our families to take care of. We want to be strong for ourselves. We don't want to feel weak because, we're not the only ones going through. The whole world is. So we've been trying to hold a lot of emotions to ourselves. You gotta get the tears out. Artemis has some tears and she's gonna let them out. I hope I don't cry today. I've been doing actually a lot of hip opening lately, and you guys, it feels really nice. Hip opening classes feel great. So if you are just joining, my name is Artemis. This is Breath by Breath, your midweek reset with some yoga, meditation, and education. Today our lovely guest is Sammy J, and we're gonna be talking about getting back to our normals after the pandemic has happened. So let's start off though. Let's start off with some yoga. So if you guys, wanna get your mat, if you wanna get some pillows, this is gonna be a really comfy class. So pillows are great. Get a blanket. You're gonna love it. You're gonna be like, why don't you do this all the time? And I'll be like, okay, I will. We're just gonna do this a lot. So, start on your mats. You can push the pillows away for right now. If you have, so I have a strap right here. If you have a strap, that's great. If you have a towel, like a little bit like of a hand towel, a little bit longer, anything that you can really use, you're gonna wrap this around your foot. That's what we're gonna do to start with. So, give me a second, get that. Get your towel, get your mat, pillows, blankets. comfy hip opening class. Just so you guys know, I'm very far away from the phone, so I cannot see your comments. If you have any questions, please send them to me at the end of class. I will be happy to answer them. And all gifts are super appreciated, but I can't thank you for everyone, but I appreciate all of you for them. And let's get ready. So we're all gonna get on our backs, starting the class nice and comfy. You're gonna take that strap you have, the towel, you're gonna put it around your right foot. Get it right on the ball of your foot, and you're just gonna pull it over your head. Kind of like you're imagining you would want to reach your toes all the way back behind your head, but I mean, if you're that flexible, great for you. I am not, and that is totally okay. So you can grab different parts, you can grab closer to your foot, whatever feels good, but just pulling slowly. You want to make sure that your left hip isn't off the ground, that it's still on the ground. If you can put your hand on it to make it go down a little further. If this is very uncomfortable for you, you can bend your legs so you have your foot on the ground. Makes it a little bit easier to go back. But whatever feels good for you, taking your time, slowly opening these hips. So why do they say we hold all of our emotions in our hips? It's a big part of our body. It connects our lower half to our top half. So as you move, when you get stressed and you flex, you hold everything in. Think about when you get scared, you kind of almost pull your stomach in. You tense everything up. And a lot of that comes down into your lower area, so they're saying they hold it in their hips. So as we open our hips, we're letting the emotions release because we are massaging the joints, letting everything out, moving a little bit more. So you're going to take this right foot, you're going to open it wide. Again, you do not want this hip to come off. You want to keep it on the ground. So if you can only go a little bit, that's totally fine. You're just letting your body feel good. You guys are going to feel like Gumby after this class. You're going to feel nice and open. This is a bit of a yin class. And if you guys don't know what yin yoga is, that's when you hold poses for a long amount of time. So you're getting the flexibility in your muscles a little bit. You're hitting them a little bit deeper than you normally would. We move from poses very quickly in the normal classes I teach, but here we're going to be holding them open. So you're going to feel a little stretchy when this is over. Now you're going to take this right foot and move it over, grab the strap or your towel with your left hand, and then bring it all the way over to the ground. Tee out your arms and get a nice little twist in here. You keep your gaze up or look over your right shoulder. These hips are opening. If this isn't comfortable, you can move your pillows so your leg is resting on the pillows. It's nice and comfy. We want this to be a comfortable class. So if you're ever feeling discomfort bordering on pain, adjust. It might be a little uncomfortable at times because we are going to be pushing our body and holding poses we normally wouldn't, but discomfort is good, pain is bad. I'm going to lift that back up. You guys know how it works. We do the right side, we do the left side. Left foot, bring our right leg down or on our foot, opening. Or no, bring it back overhead. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm just so excited for these hip openers. I can't wait to get everyone emotional and cry with me. If you guys have ever been to a yoga class, a lot of people always want to focus on the hips because it feels nice to let out our emotions in a way, and it just feels really nice to open the hips. Because how many of you are sitting down right now? You know, we're sitting all day on our bums, our hips are getting compressed, so this is a really nice way to open them up. We're going to take our foot over to the left side, stretching open. Again, you won't want to get in pain, but you want a little bit of not discomfort. I'm trying to think of the best word for it. Just feeling something a little bit different. Something out of the ordinary, something that's, you're out of your comfort zone. Hold this for a little bit. You can take me over to the right side, let it go all the way to the ground or on those pillows that you have. Slowly opening up, looking over your left shoulder. This is also a great way to wake up in the morning because our muscles are a little bit cold in the morning. So if you want to wake up, lift your foot up over your head. You can do this in bed, super comfy. And then coming back up, Let go of that strap. Now, we're gonna come sit on our bums. If you would like to have a little bit more height, this feels good. Take one of your pillows and sit right on it so you have a little bit of more motion. You're gonna place your feet together. It's called cobbler pose. So it's like you're gonna take your feet and open them like a book. Inhale, find some length in your spine. And exhale, slowly go forward. Now I love sitting on something for this, a block, a pillow, because it helps me get a bit more motion, range of motion in this pose. Inhaling, exhaling. So as you're doing this pose, if you are doing this pose with me, you're gonna feel a lot of tension in your groin area. I want you to breathe through it and relax, because the more you relax your groin, the more motion you can get in. But we tend to carry a lot of tension here because it is a sensitive place for everyone. So you have to almost disconnect your mind from what spot that is in your body and slowly come down. If you can, come down all the way, let yourself relax. If you have another pillow or a blanket, you can bring it into your feet and lay on it, giving yourself some relaxation. Taking your time. Just a couple more breaths here. This is a slow class. It's a little bit different. You have to sit with your thoughts a lot, so it's almost like a meditation. I could talk the whole time, which, I mean, we're on Meet Me, so I probably should, but I want to let you guys have some time with your own thoughts. Where is your mind going as you're in these poses? As it gets a little bit deeper, it gets a little bit more uncomfortable. Where does your mind go? And can you try and bring your mind back to the present moment, to what you're feeling? A lot of what we'll be talking about today is the anxiety and stress that the pandemic has caused. And I think a lot of it has been, it's because we try to live in the future, because we have no idea what's going on. You know, we're the second ones to get the news, and we're trying to figure out, what am I going to do next? But sometimes when you live in the present moment and be grateful for what you have right now, that can help you connect more to your mind, to your body, and overall feel less stressed about the future. I think many of us feel stressed about the future because we don't know what to do. Where is our money coming from? What about our next job? How are we going to do it? So letting that go is very, very helpful. Now, coming on to our hands and knees, a favorite of everyone, we do cat and cow. So you want your knees hips with distance apart, your hands shoulder width distance. You're going to inhale, lower the belly, lift the head. Exhale, curl it all in. Inhale again, lower the belly, lift the head, letting that spine relax, stretch. You haven't moved like this today. How nice does it feel? Beautiful. Now you can get some organic movements in, left and right, up and down. Whatever feels good, just taking your time with it. We're going to do one vinyasa, just one vinyasa in this class. So we're going to do it now, so you won't get too angry with me. Bend the toes, lift the knees up, push into the hands, coming into your first downward dog. Now pedal out the feet, you're going to get comfortable here. Taking your time. And then slowly walk your feet up to your hands. Letting yourself drape over. Grabbing opposite elbows and just swinging left and right. Letting yourself relax, having the weight on the balls of your feet so you can really let your lower back lengthen. Taking some time here. Now slowly rolling up to standing, letting those elbows go. Taking your time. Slowest wins the race. We're all turtles here. Head up. Last. If you were just joining, welcome. This is Breath by Breath. My name is Artemis. We're in a little bit of a yoga midweek reset. Taking time. Upside down push-ups. Oh gosh, upside down push-ups. We're not doing those today. Today, high plank. We are just doing some hip opening, relaxing. Let's keep doing a little bit more. You guys, you're liking it so far. You might not be so happy with me right now, but just go with me. Go with me. Okay? We're gonna try a little bit of a different pose. Inhale your hands up. Exhale forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant those hands down. Step back into plank. Lower down the knees, untuck the toes, bend the elbows so your chin comes down first, then your chest. And you roll out onto your belly. Push into your hands for a nice little cobra. We're going to push back into our downward dog. We're going to through our knees, tucking the toes. We're coming into lizard pose. Please do not hate me for this one. Inhale your right leg forward. Exhale, bring it to meet your in between your hands. Drop the back knee, untuck the toes. Now you're going to take your right foot and heel toe it to the edge of the mat, bringing it inside. Now here's our lizard. To get deeper into this, you lean forward. You let your hip flexor on the left side come forward. You're going to feel a nice big opening in your left hip flexor. Now, you can stay here. If you want to get your pillows, that can also help you. You can stay here, and if that is good, do not go any further. If you want to get a little bit deeper, you come down forward. You can have these pillows to help lead you, to help give you some balance and some comfort. Put your elbows on there. Now, if this is still easy for you, take those pillows away and come down onto your forearms, straight on the mat. And we're going to hold this for 1 minute. 1 whole minute. We're going to hold this pose. And I want to make sure that your knee is not coming out. You want it in towards your body. So you're keeping your hips parallel to the front of the mat. Finding your comfort here. Relaxing. Being the little lizard that you are. Enjoying the pose, taking the time, seeing where your mind is going, and trying to bring it back to this present moment. Now you can always come back up, letting yourself relax and seeing the different parts of your body that opens up. Inhaling, exhaling. Just 15 more seconds. Taking your time. Holding the pose. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now leaning back. Finding some length in your right leg, getting that hamstring nice and open. Coming back, placing your hands down, lifting up on the back toe and bringing the right one back to meet, coming into downward dog. We've done the right side, we do the left, taking the left leg up, bringing it in between your feet, heel toeing it to the left side of your mat. Coming back in, untucking those toes, leaning forward. And just so you know, your left and right side can feel incredibly different. So listening to your body. If you can only do this on this side, perfectly fine. If you want your pillows back, or you want to try pillows for the first time, lay down. And if you want to go deep, 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 down on your forearms. But remember, don't want that left knee to go out to the side of the mat. You want to keep it in close to your body. Inhaling, exhaling. 1 minute. This is the last pose for this beginning set of our yoga, so don't hate me too much. It's a really nice way to open up your body, to test your mind, to be put into something uncomfortable, not painful, uncomfortable, and see where your mind goes. Just 30 more seconds here. As your mind wanders, bring it back to this moment. Bring it back to how your right hip flexor feels in this moment. Your left. Your arms, your fingers, your hands, how are they pushing down onto the mat? Noticing every bit of your body in this moment. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're leaning back, letting that hamstring open up. And as you can come back, sit on your bum, whatever you want. But I'm going to come to you now. If you are just joining, welcome. My name is Artemis. I'm an international yoga teacher, and you are here with Breath by Breath. We're doing a little bit of yoga, a little bit of meditation, and we're actually going to be talking about something amazing. I don't know for how everyone dealt with the pandemic. I know that this app got a huge influx of people coming here when the pandemic happened. I personally was in Mexico until July of 2020. There, yeah, people live differently in Mexico. A lot of it is you make your money day by day. You don't get a paycheck. You work on the streets. Whatever money you make that day, you feed your family. And that's how it worked. So the pandemic, while it was there, people still had to work or they wouldn't be able to feed their families. Tourism was hit very hard. A lot of people that I knew who worked in the tourism industry lost their jobs. And I know that it made them feel helpless. They couldn't help their families. They couldn't pay for the things that they needed. And it was really hard because there was a large expat community down there of people who were lucky enough to work online. We helped as much as we could, but it's not the same as having your own job. Yes, Mexican sombrero. And it was an intense thing. And seeing that, how I did, I think I was lucky enough to see another country, a country very different than ours, deal with a worldwide pandemic. And I still remember the people I met there being so happy that we hadn't left because we were still helping with the economy. And it was a very, very different situation. Now, I came back in July to the US, and for many of you who know, many who don't, I was helping take care of my father who was sick. So for me, I could not leave my house. I was very, very stuck inside. I didn't want to bring anything back to my dad, whether it be a regular cold or COVID. So I made sure that I was at home much of the time. And I already have, yes, I have mental health problems, and I've never been afraid to say it. I have clinical depression and suffer from anxiety and ADHD. So I have problems, and I think many of us do, many of us get help, and that's wonderful. And I know that such a huge change in lifestyle for me was incredibly hard. I could no longer work because I am a yoga teacher. I teach around the world, and I could no longer work. I was taking care of a sick parent, and I had no freedom that for my adult life, I have made sure I could travel as I please and go where I want and have the freedom, because that was the most important thing to me. So I know that I suffered a lot from this pandemic, and I think a lot of us did. So we're just going to talk about some of the things that, some of these statistics that we can see from the pandemic, what the differences are. And we're going to have the lovely Sammy come in, and she's going to talk about that and ask questions. And if you want to get the box, Sammy, I would love to have you in here, and we can talk more about it. There she is. We're only doing one box, by the way, guys. Oh,
how are you?
Good. How are you?
This is so nice. I get a break from my work day to come hang out with you guys. This is phenomenal.
I know, but I feel like we're talking about some stuff that you deal in work, so I feel bad that we're like continuing.
No, it's okay. I'm still in work mode, so it works perfectly.
So please, shamelessly plug yourself. Tell everyone about you, who you are, when you stream. Go.
So I'm Sammy J. Sammy, whatever you want to call me. I stream usually at least Monday through Thursday. I do early morning streams about 8 a.m. Eastern time. You guys can come wake up with me. We are always doing just crazy random goofiness. I think we're all a little delirious in the morning still. Nobody's like really awake, so it's
chug the coffee.
Interesting. Yeah. And then also I do a show with Gabby Uke down in the comments there. We do a show called In It Together. We're on a little bit of a hiatus right now, but typically we're on every Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern time. We talk about mental health, all different kinds of topics. So definitely come make sure you have me favorite Gabby, because it's on her stream. So yeah, lots of fun stuff going on.
So I've wanted to, they have me on their show a while ago, and I've been watching their show because I love it, because a lot of what you guys talk about really does, it reflects in the wellness world, which I'm very involved in, so I've always loved it. So I'm so glad you're finally here. She was like, I have the next 3 Wednesdays off. I can come in. I was like, yes, finally. So
I was like, I gotta tell Artemis I finally have a clear spot at 1 o'clock.
Yes. So we got her in, because your work, you deal with people who want to talk to a therapist because they feel like they have issues. Now, just basic question, who should use therapy?
Everybody. Yeah. So I didn't throw that in my plug. I am a mental health therapist, an LCPC to be exact. So yes, I see everybody. I see from 3 years old to 103. Like, I see the whole gamut of people. As soon as you can talk or communicate in some kind of way, if you are struggling with anything, or you just have questions, or you're not sure about things, like, it's okay to go talk to somebody and consult them about things.
I love that.
Everybody needs help, so
we all need help. You guys, everyone should use therapy. When everyone asked that, I was like, everyone, no question.
Yes, I love when people come in, they're like, I don't need therapy, and I'm like, bet you I can find something to work on you.
When you say you don't, you probably do. Have you noticed like a difference during the pandemic at all? Like, I mean, I know you can't talk like HIPAA, all those things, but like just in like any generalities, like difference in people, more people.
Yeah, so I think initially it was kind of slow to hit. People were like, there were, a lot of anxious people, but then there were also a lot of people like, yes, I get a couple weeks off work. Like, initially it was was it 21 days to
yeah, that's what, see, I wasn't even here for that, but you guys were like, because I wasn't here, but like everyone, like, you couldn't leave your house. Like, people didn't want.
You weren't supposed to be unless you were an essential worker or whatever. But I think people were like, okay, like 2 or 3 weeks, I can deal with this. It'll be a nice little vacation. It'll be fine.
I'll learn to make bread.
Yeah, like I'll pick up a hobby, all kinds of stuff. And then it lasted longer and longer and longer. And I think it started hitting people about how scary it can be, the financial stress. I have a lot of people that even after a while, they were doing okay. And then all of a sudden it hit them and they're like, what is going on? And some of them have very large families. And I'm like, you haven't left your house in 2-3 months. There's 6 of you living in there. Like, no wonder you guys are fighting all the time. Like, I get it. Yep. You're used to the kids go to school. You get to, go home or go to work, get a break from each other. You're with each other 24/7 for months at a time now. That's going to happen. So,
I mean, even with my dad, that's what happened. Like, I love him, but I can't be around you all of the time.
From people. It's good to miss people.
Yeah. What is privacy? Oh, I don't even know anymore. Like, it's just like, let me miss you. Just go away. But no, like, no one had the ability to go away. So I can't, I'm not going to lie. I feel terrible for everyone who's here before July, because I can't imagine how difficult that was. So when we're talking about we were talking about the statistics for stress and anxiety. What were the statistics for the before, like how many people were reporting before and after? Because I remember reading that and I was like,
yeah. So we were not like in the best mental health before this. So then this on top of it is like not really helpful. So prior to the pandemic, it was 1 in 10 adults were reporting symptoms of anxiety and depression. So 1 in 10. We have now gone to 4 in 10.
4 in 10. So it's like, you guys, if you're hanging out with 10 of your friends, if it's not you, 4 of your friends are now
almost
sad and depressed.
Yeah.
Like that is, I just, like, it's weird to think about, because I think about it like with people that I know, like the 10 people that I talk to, like I could see them slowly go, like I could see them change. I could see it's like you feel helpless. You lose hope that it's going to change, and you're like, I'm stuck and I can't do anything. I had a lot of friends in France who were crazy locked down.
Yes, they were.
Oh my gosh. And they were like, I can't leave my house. Like, I can only go to the grocery store on a certain day. Like, it was really hard for them in particular.
Yeah. There was a lot of fear, and that isolation was huge.
So when you talk about like, stress, anxiety, depression, like what do you feel? Like, some people don't even know what those mean. Like, I'm stressed, I have anxiety, I have depression, like.
So stress can cause a lot of things. So I made a little list for us because there is a lot. So the list I came up with was feelings of fear, anger, sadness, worry, numbness, or frustration. changes in appetite, energy, desire, and interest, difficulty concentrating or making decisions, difficulty sleeping, or an increase in nightmares.
Interesting.
Yeah. Headaches, body pains, stomach problems, and skin rashes. So it's physical as well. If you have a chronic health problem, that can worsen because stress causes inflammation. And most chronic health problems are caused by inflammation. Yeah. So, of course, if you already had a mental health problem, that's gonna probably worsen.
Keep going.
And increased use of drugs and alcohol, which has been a big one through the pandemic. So.
Oh yeah. I mean, I personally know that I drank way more when I came back than I think I ever have in my entire life.
Yeah, people were like, I'm not doing anything. I might as well, like, you know, get a case and hang out.
Like, we're all, like, I know a lot of people would come on here and they're like, well, I can't see my friends, so I'm just going to get drunk with everyone I see. Exactly. I think, like, a lot of people, they're like, I don't have anxiety, I don't have stress, but we don't actually have they don't have a definition of it. I mean, it can be misplaced anger or getting angry easily and just not knowing why. Like, I've had anger issues my whole life because of my depression, and I've known that. But it's definitely gotten worse. Like, my fuse is a lot shorter than it ever has been. And I think a lot of people don't realize that's part of that problem. They're like, oh, I'm just angry, or like they don't realize that it could be something that really has to do with their mental health and that sort of thing. So I remember I was reading other things about the kind of people that were impacted.
Yes.
That
so
really
yes. So the people most impacted, young adults, which I think a lot of people don't think about because they're young adults, they rebound, they're young, they don't have too much going on, right? You know,
they have their Twitter and their Instagram, they're okay.
Yeah, but so many of them were missing graduations, internships, sporting events. Like, a lot of what made them was being social, and that was kind of stripped away. So I mean, young adults was a big one.
Can you imagine, like, you know, it's finally your senior year of school, you know, your friends, graduation canceled, prom is canceled. You really can't even see you can't do those things that are milestones in growing up. Yes, they may be a little bit flighty and dumb, but like, they were we're graduated, like, we have a bit more freedom, and you couldn't do it. I remember actually just seeing something about how these seniors on a baseball team couldn't play like their last games, and so they all like signed a bat and like dug it under the plate or something. But I mean, you had to find avenues to somehow feel good about all the changes that were happening.
And they actually found that young adults were most likely to report substance use and suicidal thoughts. So, which is not totally uncommon from what we were seeing before, but definitely more likely than anything else right now. So, so young adults, people who lost their jobs, obviously, like, that was huge for a lot of people. A lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of people still haven't gotten jobs back. Those kinds of things. Women with children, that was another big one. Men with children was still up there too, but women more so, just because they're taking on that caretaker role more, and they're wearing many hats. They are, you know, they're working, they are teaching their kids, they're cooking, they're cleaning, they're doing everything, and they're not getting to leave their home to take a break.
Well, what was it? If you guys are just joining, this is Sammy. We are talking about some of the repercussions the pandemic had on our mental health. We did some yoga earlier, and we're gonna finish off with some positive things on ways to kind of get back to your normal, get back to what we were feeling like before this pandemic. And now that everything's changing, and our world, you know, the U.S. at least is slowly getting back to normal. The things that we can do to kind of feel normal again, because sometimes it's hard to go so low and then try and come back up high. So guys, this is Sammy. If you haven't favored yet, click her name, and then click the favorite button. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you. But
no, you're okay. You're okay. So we said people most impacted: young adults, people who lost their job, women with children, non-Hispanic Black adults, and Hispanic or Latino adults. So people of color, essentially. Yeah. And then essential workers.
essential work. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's funny how, I mean, if you think about, the nurses who were out there who didn't have PPE for so long, were on the front lines of everything, like, of course you're more stressed because you're getting told by everyone around you that there's this terrible virus going around, and, just deal with
go to work too while you're at it.
Go to work too. How fun is that?
Oh, and there was one more. Individuals with a chronic illness. 18% of people who had a COVID diagnosis were later diagnosed with a mental health disorder.
That's terrible. I mean, chronic illness, like, it's you have no control whatsoever. So you already have lost that part of your control in your life, your health, which is something that you should be able to take care of. Mm-hmm. And now you have this going on around you. It's just unfair. Yeah. Pandemic was rude. COVID was rude.
It was very rude. We're having our, what is her name, Michelle Tanner moment. How rude.
How rude. Like, that's how it felt about it. And I just think that it was, I don't know. Okay, this is going to sound a little petty to me, and I understand it. But, like, you saw a lot of celebrities and people with money, and they were kind of living their normal lives. Like, you saw them on their Instagrams, whatever. They were doing the things they were normally doing. They were just stuck in their multi-million-dollar mansions. Yeah. And you have the people, lower income workers, people of color, essential workers, who are working the hardest and getting the least recognition and are more likely to get sick. And it showed a lot of disparity in our world. And I think it wasn't a good thing that it happened, but I think a lot of people realized things that they didn't know before, which I think was good.
Yeah, I mean, you got to take something positive out of every dark moment, right? So that's maybe what we can take out of this.
So I think, like, one of the big things about this is the substance abuse, the drugs and alcohol. I think being on this app, we know things aren't allowed on here, but we can see it a lot. And it can be fun when you're drinking with your friends and all that thing, but I know I personally have seen people who take it too far and, are trying to cope with something.
Yep.
And I think if anything is taken from this today is, while all these things are happening, what are things that we can do to try and get back to normal as things are changing again?
Yeah. So some of the stats for the substance use that I found were, since June of 2020, 13% of adults reported new or increased substance use. So that's since last year. And 11% of adults reported thoughts of suicide in the last 30 days. That wasn't true.
Yeah.
But they kind of went together.
A lot. It's not that the mental health orders have anything to do with COVID. It's that the things that happened during COVID have triggered mental health problems in people. It's not like, oh, you get COVID, you have mental health problems. It's the isolation you feel, the helplessness, the fear, the anger, all those things that you're feeling because so many things around you that have never happened before are happening now, and it's a lot to cope with.
Absolutely. Yeah. So ways to cope. So this is not
write these down,
not
everyone.
An exhaustive list. It's just ideas. There's probably a million out there. Big one. I have this talk with my clients all the time. Limit your exposure to news and social media, especially if you notice you're having symptoms.
Yes. My dad watches the news like 24/7, and I had to get headphones on because I was like, everything is bad. Everything. Yeah. There's nothing good.
Yeah. Unless you all have a secret news channel that only reports positive things.
Let us all know, please, because that would be great. But geez, it's just, these are the statistics for everyone dying. This is the national health in this place. This is the earthquake that happened. Like, everything is bad. Yeah. Turn it off. You guys, just turn it off. Turn off your notifications. Just turn it off.
And a big thing too is people that have kids, maybe you're okay listening to that, but pay attention to what your kids are doing too, because they're hearing it, even if you don't think they're paying attention to it. So when people are coming in saying, my kids are acting differently, that's a big question to ask. How much exposure are they getting to hearing news? Are they looking at social media, that kind of stuff? Do you need to limit that for them? Because they don't know how to regulate that stuff.
No, they don't know. Their cortexes are not fully formed. They don't know what's going
on. This one's right up Artemis's alley. Deep breathing, stretching, or meditating.
Yes.
Big one.
In your present moment.
And that's, Gabby and I did the show on that too. You guys can always go back and look at that. Artemis was our lovely guest for that one. So lots of good things happening chemically, not just physically from those things.
So many more studies are coming out, you guys. It's scientifically proven now. It helps.
Yeah. Yes. Science. We like science. Eating well-balanced meals. So nutrition is really helpful. You are what you eat, 100%.
And how, like, who just ordered Uber Eats and, you know, and microwavable food for at least 2 months during the COVID? Here, press one if it's you too.
You know what's gonna happen.
Yep.
And again, Gabby and I did a show about this. We did a show on nutrition, and we talked about how big chunk of your serotonin is produced in your gut, and that is a helpful chemical for you. So if you're eating bad foods, it's blocking that being able to get out into your body and all that. So you are what you eat.
Eat vegetables and fruits.
Yes, all the good stuff. Exercise regularly, so that kind of goes along with yoga too. Getting plenty of sleep. I'm a huge advocate of sleep. Yes. So many things happen when we sleep that you need to happen. Avoid excessive use of drugs or alcohol. Kind of touched on that already.
Yep.
Continue with routine preventative care. So like if, you know, regular doctor's appointments, checkups, those kinds of things, they're going to screen you. A lot of doctor's offices now are screening for like mental health disorders and that kind of stuff.
Wow. I didn't know that. That's amazing.
Yeah, usually from what I've seen in a lot of my doctor's offices, you know, at the beginning, they give you a quick little questionnaire of, you know, different thoughts or feelings, and, you know, we don't really pay attention to it. But really think about those questions when they're asking them, because they can help point you in the right direction if they think maybe this is a little above average.
Yeah.
Do activities you enjoy. So don't just do these things because we said to do them, but find activities that you actually enjoy that will stimulate your brain and make you feel good. Find creative ways to connect with others. Isolation is not good. We are not meant to be isolated. So definitely reach out to other people and make contact with them. And then reach out for help from professionals. You know, don't be scared to say, I'm not 100% sure if this is a problem, but I just want to check to make sure. Yeah. And if you meet with another of us and we say, no, that's normal, like, you're okay. You're where you're supposed to be.
And you're just talking to someone who, like, doesn't have an opinion about your life. It's kind of nice to have that sometimes. Like, someone who doesn't know you, doesn't know, like, just is there because they want to listen to you talk and let you get it out. If you guys, honestly, if you've ever done therapy, there's so many ways to do it. I mean, there's online versions. I've used BetterHelp before. I know there's at least 4 more different ones.
Usually what I tell people to do is go to Psychology Today. You can put in your insurance information. You can look at different kinds of therapy that you might want, and it'll give you a whole bunch of people that fit whatever filters you put in, and then you can read their profiles.
And you guys, you can, if one therapist doesn't work for you, but you want to keep trying, go to another one. Shop your therapist. Figure out which one you connect with, because that's important.
Absolutely.
Don't think the first one you choose.
I always tell people, and don't judge it by the first appointment. Like, I know for me, my first appointments are a lot of questions because I have to, like, assess for certain things. So I always tell people, give me to, like, the 3rd or 4th session before you make a decision, because initially I just have to, like, I have to check some boxes and I have to fill some things out. So wait until we can get into a comfortable flow before you say, like, yes or no.
Yeah.
Unless something, like, really, really off the wall bad happens, then you don't keep doing that.
Well, I think we've covered, you guys. Just really, like, what we want to reiterate is things are changing again. It might be different, but getting back to a normal life isn't bad. Like, going back to your friends and meeting people, and it might feel different and it might be a little uncomfortable at first, but take your time with it. Keep your habits. Do the things that you wanted to do, that you love to do, and slowly come out of your COVID comfort zone.
Yes, definitely. And if anybody has, like, follow-up questions, or later on, you know, tomorrow, whatever, you have follow-up questions, you can always come into my stream and ask me.
Sure.
Your
streams are a great way to wake up. I'm just not normally up that early, so I don't go to bed. But when I do, I'm like, it's Debbie! So,
yes. yes.
Everyone,
No,
if you haven't favorited Sammy, if you haven't favored Sammy, click her name right now, and then press the favorite button. Please, again, shamelessly plug yourself. Tell anyone anything, any last ideas, anything you want to say. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for having me. This is great. I was so excited to finally get to do this. I know you had asked me a while ago and it just wasn't working out. So I'm glad we finally got this. Yeah, so definitely. Yeah, just again, it's okay to ask questions. It's okay to research things. Like, use your resources. I'm a resource. It looks like we had another counselor in the comments who maybe is a resource. We have quite a few counselors on the app, honestly. So yeah, I know most of us don't care.
Counselor K. Counselor K is another person on here who could definitely help you guys. So
yep. So just favorite me, favorite Artemis, favorite my girl Gabby down here. So you can come check out our show once we're back in business. We're gonna be off
at 9.
Tuesdays at 9. We're gonna be off for a couple weeks, but we will be back. So definitely
go hang out with them anyway. They're really fun. It's fun.
All right.
Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so much. Bye. Everyone, that was Sammy. Absolutely love you. Didn't favorite her yet. Favorite her now. She's absolutely lovely. Her streams are so fun. Gabby's also in here. Favorite Gabby because that's where the shows are every Tuesday at 9 p.m. In it together. They're amazing. It's so interesting. Like, their sleep episode still makes me feel really sad that I don't sleep as well as I should, but we're not going to talk about that. But if you guys are just joining, welcome. My name is Artemis. This is Breath by Breath, your midweek reset filled with yoga, meditation, and some education behind some wellness and philosophical ideas. If you want to join me on the mat, we're going to just do a little bit more yoga. Just a little bit more. I just want to open your guys' hips a little bit more. If anyone hasn't cried yet, it's going to happen. I'm joking, maybe. But we are doing a little bit of a hip opening yoga session. So if you have a yoga mat, please get your yoga mat. If you have some pillows, get your pillows. And we're just gonna be doing a couple more things and then coming to a nice little short meditation. But grab your pillows, have them at the top of your mat. We're just gonna come into our downward dog position, just straight into it. And we'll be coming to a position called pigeon. So you're going to take your right knee and place it right behind your right wrist. And you want to have a little bit of a triangle you're making with your legs as you come down to lay on your back leg. You're going to untuck your toes and let yourself relax down, trying to get, you won't all get your entire, your hips down on the ground, but like you're trying to sit down in this position. So you do not want your calf parallel to the front of your mat, because that will hurt your knee. You want it to come in towards your left hip. So as you do this, you're going to press into your hands, lifting your chest up. And there's two ways to do this pose. You can come straight onto the ground, letting yourself relax, or if you want something a little bit more comfy, take those pillows and lay on them. This is yin yoga. I like to call it comfy yoga, when we can have it. So you're just letting yourself enjoy this one. Now, if you are very tight in your hips and you can't get down, take those pillows and put them under your hips, your right hip, so you're kind of laying on it, so you have some support lifting you up. If you can't get all the way down, it's becoming very uncomfortable. You're really tight in your flexors. There's many ways to modify this so it works. This is a pose for everyone, and it can work for everyone, even if it looks a little crazy. So just 30 more seconds here, relaxing, inhaling, exhaling, following your breath, taking your time, where you're not in a rush, just relaxing. And you're going to slowly walk your hands back towards your body. You're going to tuck those back toes, lift your knee up, coming back into your downward dog. Maybe just taking a couple little stretches, couple little pedals. And then you're going to do the same with your left foot. Take your left foot up, bring the left knee behind the left wrist, coming back down, untucking those toes in the back. And it can feel different on each side. Again, if you are up here and you feel like you can't find any relaxation, take those pillows, put them under your left hip so you have something to lean on. And if you're ready, slowly come forward and use those pillows to give yourself a little hug, taking your time. Just gonna relax here for 1 minute, and we'll be coming into our beautiful little meditation. to end the class. Now, you guys, I love yoga, and I understand how some people don't feel connected to it. I get it. This is the type of exercise form that works for me. But you might do weightlifting, you might do kickboxing, you might do CrossFit, totally fine. But if you guys ever come back here again and you don't want to do the yoga, please come for about the last 10 minutes to join the meditation, because everyone can benefit from meditation. And you don't need hours and hours of it. 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, that's all you need. And I really do believe, and science believes, there's lots of scientific studies on this now that shows that meditation can really have a huge improvement on your mood. So we've been talking about dealing with stress and anxiety coming out of this pandemic, and I truly believe that meditation is one of the ways to do that. So we're gonna lift up, bring back down, roll onto our left hip, bring our feet out in front of us. That cobbler pose we had earlier was our feet meeting in center, and we're making a diamond with our legs. We're gonna have that. And you can take your pillow, bring it so it's going to hit you right in the middle of your back. If you have a blanket, you can take your blanket and put it over you, because again, this is comfy yoga. You're getting comfy. You're just gonna lean back. So you want your mid back on that pillow, and your head is kind of leaned back. It's like you're looking towards the corner of your ceiling. Bring your arms out. This is our meditation pose. So I want you guys all to lay here, close your eyes, and breathe. As you inhale, I'm guessing you're going to be inhaling into your chest. Feel your chest move up towards the sky. Exhaling, feeling like your belly button is going towards your spine. Finding comfort in this pose, closing your eyes. Keep laying down. I'm going to come just to the screen so I can be a little bit closer. But as you're closing your eyes, as you're relaxing, I want you to connect to your heart. Our heart chakra, we had a talk about this, is the color green. And sometimes, especially now, our hearts have felt a little compressed, convoluted. So I want you to imagine your heart chakra, whatever it may look like, a flower, the shape of a heart, maybe just a color. I want you to open up. Open up towards the sky, open up towards your ceiling, maybe open up with light or color. So as you inhale, you can feel it opening. As you exhale, you push out all the negativity you've been holding. A lantern, because I've been lantern, that works. Think about all the negativity you've been holding, everything that we've tried to move out of our hips that we've been working today. That negative energy, anything that no longer serves you, anything that makes you feel bad, that makes you feel helpless, vulnerable, sad, angry. As you exhale, imagine it leaving your body. It's going back into the universe to just be energy again. You have created that energy in your body, so let it release so it just becomes pure energy again. It doesn't have the feelings that you are feeling. Let it go into the universe and become one with it again. Inhale into the nose, taking in beautiful, clean air. Exhale everything negative out. Feel your chest opening, your heart opening, knowing that it can take in more beautiful energy at any time. Exhale everything you no longer need out. Now, what color is the energy you're inhaling in? Is it gold? Is it silver? Does it sparkle? But does it feel good as it comes into your nose? Inhaling that energy in. And as you exhale all the negativity out and give it an image in your mind. Is it dark? Is it oily? What does it look like as you exhale it out? Imagine it leaving your body. Inhale. exhale. Inhale slowly, nothing fast. Exhale slowly. Now I'm going to start counting you in to find the relaxation. Again, only inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your nose. Exhale everything out, and you're going to inhale for 6. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold that inhale for 2, 3, 4. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 2, 3, 4. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold 2, 3, 4. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 2, 3, 4. Now come to your normal breath. Inhaling, exhaling. Maybe move your fingers and toes, straighten out your legs, bring your hands over your head. Take the biggest stretch that you've had all day. Roll over to one side of your mat and slowly push yourself up to a seated position. Let your eyes flutter open. I just want you to notice how you feel in this moment. I don't know if you've been here the whole time just for the meditation, but you've taken time today to connect with yourself, to learn about something new, to maybe try something you've never tried before. And I thank you all for coming. Namaste. Thank you for letting me be your teacher today. I love this platform because I know I get so many different kinds of people on here, and I'm so glad that even if you don't try it, you just watch, you're at least learning something new. Thank you, Sammy, again for being here. I'm so glad we could finally have you here. If anyone has any questions that I wasn't able to answer during the class, I'm happy to answer them now. Again, my name is Artemis. I'm an international yoga teacher, and we have this class every Wednesday at 1 p.m. So you can come for your little midweek reset and, you know, get a little stuff on the, little hype on the hype on the for the rest of the week. Sorry, my brain, I had a little bit of a brain fart. But if you want to contact me on Instagram, I would love to have more people here who love yoga and who want to try it. And if you have any connections with the wellness community, if you teach a kind of yoga, if you teach any kind of wellness, nutritionist, anything, I would love to hear from you. I'd love to have more people on the show, different parts of the wellness life. You can just find my Instagram on my name, just click my name, Instagram. Sorry, my brain is just like slowly going down. Sure, you guys ask me questions through Insta, that's no problem. Here, I stream most nights, late night. It's gonna be a little bit off until next week, but next week I'll be back onto normal schedule. Any more questions that you guys have? I'd love to help with anything about yoga, wellness, little bits about nutrition. I do Reiki, I do meditation and breath work. So any questions you guys have, I'm happy to answer them. Otherwise, I will see you guys next week at 1 p.m. 1 p.m. on Wednesdays. So glad the app started working again, by the way. Just brain farts. Something just happened. I don't know what happened. I just left my body for a second. Yeah, so if you'd like to fave me, you can click the little star next to my name so you can come back anytime and come do some more yoga, come do some breath work and meditation. And I would love to have you guys here. Oh, thank you, Angel. I'll get you back, girl. No questions? We're good? All right, you guys. Well, I'm going to head off, but thank you for coming to Breath by Breath. My name is Artemis. Do it, do it. My name is Artemis, and I'm so happy to have you guys here. Thank you for joining me. You guys were absolutely lovely, and I hope to see you again here next week. And see you later. Bye, you guys.